stupidest thing Asmongold has ever done. I guarantee you this isn't it.
One time I stapled a dollar bill to a tax form. Like, on a scale of like 1 to 10 on a fuck-up level, that's like an 11, okay? And like, I just wasn't thinking, I just did it. And they called me into the manager's office, and they said, wow, this is the stupidest thing we've ever seen in our... this is like the stupidest thing in all my years here. This is the stupidest thing we've ever seen. And that's what they said to me. The manager said that to me. And I said, yeah, it's the stupidest thing I've done, I'm sure. And like, I didn't get mad. I didn't get fucking butthurt, because it was fucking stupid. It was retarded. Like, they talked about that, and they made fun of me for that for the entire year.
So, you don't even know how bad it was. So, this is what happened. So, basically, imagine this is a tax form. And this is the money. It was a $1 bill. And I took a stapler. And I stapled the $1 bill to the middle of the tax form. And I just processed it. Because I didn't know what to do at the time. That's not true. I did know what to do, but it would take a long time. And I didn't want to waste the time doing it. So, about 2 hours later after I do this. Why? Because I'm just being lazy. And so, I get called in. She goes, Zach, this is because I had my lead and my manager. My manager was above the manager was the lead's boss. The lead was my boss. My lead calls me, come here. Charles and I want to talk to you. Right now. And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking to myself, like, they're probably gonna tell me about how good I am, right? And so Charles comes in, and as soon as I walk in, they both sitting there. And he goes like this. And I go, yep. And she starts going off on me. Charles doesn't say anything. That's the manager. He does not say a single fucking word. And she's just saying, this is, what are you thinking? What were you doing? What were you doing? And he's like, you need to go fix this right now. This is the dumbest thing I've seen. I'm like, yep, that's right. I did that. And they just give it back to me, and I fix it, and that was it. That was it. I don't see what's the big deal. It's not the way you're supposed to do it. Charles probably thought it was funny. He probably did think it was funny. He thought a lot of things that I did was funny, but he didn't like the fact that I did them. Like, he liked me, and he also hated me. Like, one time he didn't want to have a group birthday because he had to share his birthday with me. And so we couldn't have a group birthday party. It had to only be his birthday party. And then another time, we were voting on pizza, and we had like Roman numerals, right? And so this is like a thing. So there were like Roman numerals. This is the page. And like one was like pepperoni, the other one was like sausage, and another one was like pineapple, right? And so, like, you know what I did? And like each one had like Roman numerals in it, right? And I think pineapple was winning. You know what I did? This is what I did. I passed that shit on. And so he has that happen. That's right, Roman. Well, whatever you want to call it. Oh, well, yeah. Well, tally system, right? And so the pizza gets there. And he got outvoted. He locked himself in his fucking, in his manager's office. And he ordered smoked salmon. And he wouldn't order our pizza because his pizza got outvoted. And then Charles was fat too. And so one of the other women in there, she says, Charles, you don't need all that. Just order our pizza. And he's holding the pizza party hostage because he lost the vote on the pizza. And so finally, this is what happened. What happened? The pizza gets there. A big surprise at the end of the night. A lot of the pepperoni wasn't eaten. And he says, well, why did nobody eat any of the pepperoni? I said, I don't know. I mean, I guess if y'all want, I might as well just take it home with me, right? Because that way y'all don't have to clean it up. He says, yeah, Yeah, I mean, that would be helpful. Yeah, why don't you do that? And then so I take the whole pizza home with me that they pay for. The government paid for this shit. On top of that, we had a potluck. Everybody else goes and they list what they're going to put in the potluck. I told this story before. And I don't want to buy anything because I don't want to spend my money bringing the shit to the fucking... I don't want to do this. Like, this is shit for girls. Like, I don't give a fuck about this. And so, they send around a paper and they say, like, what are you going to bring to the potluck? And it gets to me. You know what I put on there? I say barbecue kittens. That's what I'm going to bring to the potluck. I say I'm going to bring barbecue kittens to the potluck. Let me tell you something. Those federal government Karens... I might as well have just written the N-word. I might as well just fucking write it down there. Right there, just fucking it in a Sharpie, bro. With the R capitalized. Not even with the R, but with it capitalized. And they take it to Charles. And they say, look what Zach put. He said that. Charles looks at it. He looks at me, and I'm like, yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, all right. And that was it. Never even thought about it at all again. And they thought I was going to get in trouble, like I was going to have to do something or whatever, have to go apologize or something like that. He just thought it was funny. How many did you bring? What kind of job was this? Yeah, and then I got to sit there. I ate everybody else's food, too. I ate all their food. They just exclude you, simple as that. You don't eat? No, I ate everybody's food. Yep, that's what it was. Did you work at the office? Yeah, it was an office. It was like an office, there were offices and there were like different processing centers as well. And then there was like, because I did like 3 different jobs, like really, maybe, well, 3.5. But yeah, and so, yeah, we had a lot of fun, man. And then do you have to wear a tie? No, you didn't wear shit. And it wasn't that high level of a job. And suit and tie? No. Those are the people that worked upstairs. But I never got that high. But that's actually what happened whenever I worked there. And I remember like whenever we would run out of we'd be paid to work until midnight, and we run out of work at 9 p.m. And so what we would do is we just sit around and talk about politics. We just talk about politics and shit, and like talk about like fucking whatever else, and like history and stuff, and like just eat pizza and Funyuns and shit. And like we just didn't work. We didn't do anything. And like there'd be a little circle of us just sitting around with our rolly chairs, and that was it. You had a job? Yeah. For 2 tax seasons, I worked at the IRS. Responded to the Turtle Wow letter. I'm not gonna look at that right now, but yeah, most productive government employee. You want to know what's funny is that I was. You had some of them hoes sitting around there that you had to process 120 documents an hour. Whenever you're talking about like 1040s or 4868s, which are the extensions. Do you have to process like 120 of them an hour? These women would be processing 7. They would process 7 an hour. And they'd be on the phone complaining that because our lead, like the woman that was talking all the shit to me, that was like saying that I was like a retard, and like, you know, like they should make me like have to, like, they're gonna write me up for this and everything. Like she would call me all kinds of words. But like I mean, I didn't care, right? But like other people fucking hated that bitch. But like I got along with her, it was fine. But yeah, and they would be complaining about her. It was a whole lot. Holy shit, it was so bad. Yeah, the exact situation I'm sitting in right now. Yeah, that's how government jobs works. Exactly. I was a Fed. I worked at federal government. I did. I had to take a like a oath of office and everything at the first day.